We did an episode a while ago where we shot a short film and I went over so many techniques and they might have gone over your head. I don't know. Everyone's at a different level. But if you are starting out, I want to give you some foundational info, some stuff that I wish I knew when I was starting out. It's pretty hard to know why something would look professional. So I want to tell you, I want to give you the cheat sheet. This is the cheat sheet. You know, you should be thanking me. Let's get it. When you're starting out, you're gonna be shooting a lot of interviews. Every business needs a corporate video, everybody needs a talking head. There's a lot of documentaries that you'll probably be shooting. So you'll shoot a lot of interviews, and I wanna show you the things that I did, not necessarily wrong, but the things that I defaulted to. So the first thing was shooting very close close-ups and not really taking into account the entire scene. I think in the past few years, it's actually become a lot more common to see people do like really wide interview takes. I think it's pretty cool because not only does it show more of the person, but it also shows more of the environment. Of course, with a wide lens, you can't get that really blurry depth of field, but that's good. Like now I admire it. It's hard though, because if you see the wide shot, you can't actually place stands in the shot. So you have to figure out ways of rigging lights up above people, of having powerful enough lights so that they can throw light farther. Here we have a few very powerful lights. We have this 300D2 that's gonna be our key light. So even though we have a 35mm lens and it's pretty wide, it can throw that light pretty far because it's a pretty powerful light. We also have another 300X here. And this is our backlight. We are C-clamping it to the beam so that we can have a nice, powerful, directional rim light. Otherwise, how would we be able to get it? Well, we would have to put it on a stand, right? And we would have to put the stand just outside the shot. We couldn't make the shot as wide as we can make it now. When I was starting out, I gravitated towards the longer side of the lens spectrum, if you will. I would normally just go for the 85, the 90, the 105, but now I try to go as wide as possible. So let's compare the two, the 35 and the 85 here, and let me know which one do you like more? Do you like the one with the softer background, or do you like the one with more visible in frame? I prefer the 35. But that's just me. Watch any movie, no seriously, like go watch any movie and you'll see that most of the lighting, the key lighting on people's faces actually happens on the back side of their face. What do I mean by that? Tway, look that way, all right? So you see the camera is looking on this side of his face, but we are not lighting this side of his face. We're actually lighting this side of his face. This is called a backside key or a far side key, and it makes things look more dynamic than if we were lighting from either directly behind the camera or from this side. Take a look. Here's 3 examples. Backside key, front side key, and frontal key, right? Huge difference. So whenever you're watching a movie, take a look at the way that people are lit. Backside key is key. Number 3, one way to differentiate between an amateur and a professional is that a professional thinks about what's in the entire shot, not just what lighting's going on someone's face, but what lighting is in the entire scene. So I would normally, when I started out, not think about what's in the background. I wouldn't think that, oh, hey, we need another light on the background and on the floor because the floor is too dark and the background is too, in the shadows. I wouldn't think about, oh, let's place these couple little lights to light up these paintings. Like, I would never think of that. Here you can see an example without background lights and with. Huge difference, right? I like it with. I'm gonna keep it. Number 4, move the camera. I might seem obvious, but when I was starting out, all I had was a tripod. So it was either hold the camera or put it on a tripod. It is very simple to rent something like a dolly, a glide cam, and give yourself some purposeful movement. So whether you are moving forward and back, whether you are sliding side to side, maybe you step back a little bit, have some foreground elements and slide past them. There's so many ways to make the shot more dynamic rather than just aim something directly at a person. For example, a typical shot would be like what we have right now, right? If I was at the sink shooting just like this. It's a straight on kind of shot and there's nothing in the foreground. It's at my eye level, right? And there's not really anything intriguing. Let's adjust it a little bit. Let's move the camera back. Let's put it on a slider. Let's have some foreground elements. Let's make it low. And all of a sudden, completely different vibe. And number 5, if you are using a camera that shoots flat mode, log mode, meaning that you want that dynamic range, it's gonna look gray. And what you wanna do is you wanna make sure that all of your monitors have a LUT applied, a lookup table. Even the simplest one, something that turns it to Rec 709, which is the industry standard. In this case, right now, if you look at the log image and everyone on set is seeing the log image, it's really hard to tell what is the color temperature of that moonlight? Is it matching with the foreground? But then when I turn on the LUT, immediately everyone's like, okay, I get it, I see the vision. Another reason is because you should really light for the LUTted image, not for the log image. When I look at the log image, everything looks beautifully lit. The blacks are not crushed. The light areas of the scene are not blown out. But as soon as I put the LUT on, I can immediately see, okay, where do I need to put a little bit more light? What do I need to close down? I can use my zebras to my advantage and see really where the highlights are. So I'm not recording that baked in color, but at least I'm seeing it on set. It also just makes me feel better. All right, so hopefully you learned at least one new technique in this or something to think about next time you're on set. If you already do all 5 of these things, high five. No, literally high five the screen because I bow down to you. And that's it. Hopefully, I don't know what else to say. I feel like that's everything. It's time for us to get out of this house. See you next time. Bye.